Friday Night All Access on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Blue Moon. Well, the White Sox did not miss a beat coming out of the All-Star break. Took 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays, then 2 of 3 from the Rangers. Both tough places to win. They'll face Yordan Alvarez and the Astros here at home. A dangerous ball club as we enter play tonight. Welcome into the ballpark, everybody. Great to have you with us. I'm Connor McKnight. It's great to have the White Sox back here at home. They enjoy the second best advantage in their own park. Only the Rays have a better winning percentage at home than the White Sox so far this year. All that good baseball has gotten them a division lead. For more on how they got there and how they plan to keep that division lead, we head down to the field with our own Brooke Fletcher. Brooke.
Well, Connor, since June 10th, the White Sox have spent all but 4 days in first place or tied for first. There's a real confidence in this group. You could feel it in the clubhouse. And Will Venable admitted, you're not really sure what you're going to get out of your team coming out of the All-Star break, but he was really proud with how his team found ways to win. This is a group that expects to play meaningful baseball down the stretch, and they're really just embracing that challenge, and that continues here tonight versus the Astros. Let's get to the series setup.
If you're going to play tough teams, you might as well do it at home. At least that's the way the White Sox are thinking. They'll play the Astros, they'll play the Yankees, and with a very good record here at 35th and Shields.
Houston has won 3 straight and sits just 2 games out of the AL West. For a team that's won 7 division titles in the last 9 years, they're no stranger to meaningful baseball this time of the year.
Yordan Alvarez leads baseball in almost every offensive category you can think of. He's got a darn good shot at the Triple Crown this year. He is already your home run leader.
The White Sox bullpen has been lights out since June 23rd. It leads the majors in strikeouts and ranks second in ERA and opponent batting average. They've consistently slammed the door late in games. And we'll see what they can do here tonight. But first base coach Jose Lejer is mic'd up here for the Sox, giving you an all-access look from the coach's perspective. Stay with us for more Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon.
The Welcome Home celebration is going on now, and this is your best chance to get into a Mercedes-Benz GLC or GLE.
White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is presented by Toyota. Visit your local Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Let's go places. By Davis Law Firm, your Chicago lawyer. By Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more. White Sox have won their last 3 series against the A's, Blue Jays, and the Rangers, thanks in large part to this man, Chase Meidroth. In his last 8 games, he has 4 multi-hit affairs, including going 4 for 4 on Wednesday to win that series against the Texas Rangers. What is up, everybody? Welcome inside the booth alongside my guy. He is Steve Stone. I'm John Schriffen. We are excited for this one. Davis Martin to the mound. He was so good to start this season. Trying to get back on track, looking for his first win since June 10th. But, Steve, this is the place where he pitches his best.
And last time out, he was absolutely brilliant. He lost a 1-0 game. You can't do much better than that. But in this ballpark, he's been close to unbeatable. The Sox in his 8 starts are 7-1. He's had 45 innings of work and fanned 45. Walked only 10, giving up the 1 home run, and you see the 180 earned run average. That's 4th in Major League Baseball at ERA at home. So you couldn't have a better man on the mound. But the one guy he's got to contend with, Yordan Alvarez, who hits number 2 in this lineup and is on the verge of winning a Triple Crown. He's a beast, and if you can control him in this series, the Sox should be in pretty good shape.
Coming up, it is Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon, which means we will peel back the curtain, give you a look and sound like you can't get anywhere else. First up, Sam Antonacci on the mic when we come back.
Whew. Yeah, that's a gapper. Double.
That is hit hard off the glove of Meneses at first.
That's another one.
Back he goes! Get out!
Go! Let's go!
That one's down the line. Here comes the
Where does a night like this rank in your career?
Oh, it's #1 for sure. That was incredible. The dude in front of these folks, it's awesome.
Welcome back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon, and I'm here with Sam Antonacci. Sam, you guys are in first place with 61 games left of the season. What is this group capable of the rest of the way?
I'll just say anything we put our mind to. We got all the resources and support that we need. Obviously, look around, especially at home. Just got to keep going.
You've had no issues settling in at the top of the order. What's allowed you just to be a consistent presence in that leadoff spot?
Well, one, I get put in the lineup every day. That helps to be able to perform. But yeah, you know, just knowing who I have behind me and trying to get on for them. Obviously, they can leave the yard with one swing, so just trying to get on for them.
Sam, appreciate you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. That was quick.
Guys, back to you.
That's right. That's how we do it. We keep things moving here as Davis Martin looks to lead the team onto the mound. As the White Sox getting ready to start a 7-game homestand, 3 here against the Astros, 4 against the Yankees. This is a big moment here for this White Sox team coming into play tonight, a game and a half in front of the Guardians in the AL Central.
And right now, Davis Martin is standing at the top step of the dugout, waiting for them to break it up around home plate because he's ready to go. His teammates are ready to go, and now he's going.
Bring him out. Bring him out. Davis Martin leaving the White Sox onto the field here on this Friday night as the White Sox look to keep the good things going. 3 straight series wins.
And winning away from home is the key. You start winning on the road, good things happen everywhere, and the Sox have been dominant at home most of this year, and Davis Martin leading the pack. In 8 home starts, the Sox are 7-1 in those starts. Looking for more of the same here. And Joe Espada, the manager of these Houston Astros, in his 3rd year as the Astros manager. You see the record. It's pretty decent.
Took over for Dusty Baker, retired. And looking to get this team back into contention. We take a look at the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. Jeremy Pena had some strong words for his team. That sparked this last series win, a sweep over the Marlins. Yordan Alvarez, he has done everything right. Paredes, Altuve, Wade Jr. in the left. Walker, Spence, Smith, and Christian Vasquez behind home plate.
There's a look at Davis Martin on for his 20th start. 106 innings of work. The ERA still a pretty good 3.31. As you can tell, about 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, which is good. The hard hit rate he'd like to get down a bit. And this is where he loves to pitch, and this is how he's going to use his stuff. His 4-seamer at 26%. That's 94 miles an hour. Then the sinker, which is why he throws a lot of ground balls. The slider, the changeup, the cutter, and the curveball, almost the same. So key matchups in this one. Isaac Paredes, who is a dead pull hitter, is 3 for 7 against him. Christian Walker 0 for 7. A couple of strikeouts. He has a hard time with fastballs up in the zone.
Just a gorgeous night for baseball here in Chicago as some of the Bulls are here. And we are ready for the first pitch of this series. Davis Martin, as Jeremy Pena fouls it off, strike 1.
And for the Astros, if it's going to happen, it happens at the top with Pena and Alvarez. If you can contain them, usually in pretty good shape against this Astro team.
Shortstop Jeremy Pena has been a spark for this Houston team. According to reports, after getting swept in their first series out of the break against the Orioles, addressed his guys in the clubhouse and said, look, we have got to make a move. We have got to do something now. And they came back. They turned things around. They swept the Marlins in that following series.
And the Marlins, a pretty good team. So the Astros come in 2 games back of the Rangers in a very tight race in the West.
This one is grounded to third. Vargas with the backhand. High throw. And it'll pull Murakami off the bag. So Pena safe at first. And it's going to be an E5 on Vargas.
We'll take another look at it. Good throw. He gets him easily. This throw is up. Shane Livensparger on the call. And as you can tell, although it's close, Pena got there on the E5.
This is the man who's just ripping the cover off the ball right now. 328 batting average. As Yordan Alvarez, the front runner for the AL MVP this season.
He's got some power the opposite way, but all things considered, you don't want him to pull the ball in this park. The wind, not much of a factor right now.
Does it feel different on the mound when you're facing a guy who has so much power like Alvarez?
Well, you just have to hope that you're going to make some really good pitches to him and he's going to try to overswing. You don't mind guys like this. The toughest guys are the ping hitters, the guys that just ping you to death.
The Nicky Lopez's.
Those guys. Yeah. Luis Arraez, one of those guys that you don't want to throw to, but you take a look at Major League home run leaders. Alvarez one ahead of Schwarber.
On the ground, it is Madrath starts it off. Colson Montgomery's throw to first. 4-6-3 double play turned.
We'll take another look at this, and you couldn't have asked for anything better. It's our Steinhafels double play. Steinhafels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference, and this one makes a big difference.
Over the course of that series against the Marlins, where the Houston Astros swept them, they scored 18 runs, and 14 of them were driven in by the top 3 in the order. These are the guys who do all the damage.
There's no doubt, and if you keep it away from Paredes, you should be in good shape. If you go in, you go way in off the plate.
Got it in and got him to pop it up. It is Chase Madrath settling underneath. And how about that start? Just a 9-pitch first inning for Davis Martin. White Sox bats coming up.
Dear Savvy.
Chicago White Sox. It is Sam Antonacci leading things off in left field. Munetaka Murakami's at first. Vargas is at third. Colson Montgomery at short. Benny, Montgomery, Peters, Chase Madrath, who we've seen make a couple plays already, and Drew Romo has the plate.
There's a look at Spencer Arrighetti on for his 17th start, the ERA of 4.34. You can see he walks a few too many guys. That's his problem. If he's not getting the ball over the plate early, the Sox should not be helping him out. Hard hit rate is very good. And this time he's going to use his stuff, the curveball first and foremost. That's his wipeout pitch, backed up by the four-seamer, then the sweeper and the sinker. Doesn't throw a whole lot of changeups, cutters, and very few sliders.
Curveball missing inside. You know, Antonacci's not a guy who's going to move away from those pitches. He is second in Major League Baseball. Already hit 18 times this season.
He doesn't mind getting in the way of one every now and then, or more specifically, not quite getting out of the way in time.
Slices this one into left field as Antonacci running hard. The big turn at first, and a good start for the White Sox.
Let's take a look at the defense and how Espada puts them out there tonight. It's Wade Jr., Spence, and Smith in the outfield left to right, with Paredes, Pena, Altuve, and Walker in the infield. Walker's been a great glove man at first. Christian Vasquez behind the plate. We told you about Arrighetti. Our weather presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 52% humidity, 76 beautiful degrees. So just by looking at Arrighetti's motion, this is the time you want to run against him, because he's got a long, slow delivery to the plate. It's going to be very difficult for Vasquez to throw anybody out, especially the guys who get good jumps.
Four-seamer misses way outside here to Munetaka Murakami. 1-1 strike the count here. Murakami returned to the lineup July 10th after going to the IL with that right hamstring injury. White Sox are 7-2 with him back in the lineup. There goes Antonacci. Throw down to second, and a stolen base.
That's the 19th Arrighetti's given up. That's third most in the major leagues, and so the Sox take advantage of something that Arrighetti gives you. And you saw Antonacci, he's looking back for contact, so this is not a straight steal. Wants to make sure he doesn't run into the double play. The hand is anchored on the bag, and it's a runner in scoring position.
It has been 11 games since we have seen Murakami hit a home run, 34 at bats. Feels like back at home that streak should come to an end.
Well, the wind is blowing out toward left center, and he's got some pop to left center field.
Curveball in the outer third. Count is now full.
Don't forget, for Mooney, this is his first look at Arrighetti, and though he probably looked at him on the various machines they have to simulate his motion, there's nothing like seeing it live and realize he's got confidence enough in that curveball to throw it 3-1.
Here's the payoff to Murakami, and that curveball misses, ball 4. That White Sox walk is presented by IDOT. No need to speed. It's not a game. So for Murakami, that is now 9 straight games with a walk. Even though he's not hitting home runs, he is still getting on base.
Well, he knows that the power isn't quite there yet. The swing isn't where he wants it. But the encouraging factor is that he is willing to take a walk.
Passes the baton here to Miguel Vargas. First and second, nobody out. And there is that curveball that Arrighetti has shown so much often here to start this game.
Infield about halfway. They're looking for 2. It's Altuve who's charged with keeping Antonacci close at second.
One is popped up as Vasquez. We'll watch it go back into the seats in the third row. What a season it has been for Miguel Vargas, the All-Star. Second in the American League in doubles, third in the American League in terms of runs scored. He has been in the middle of all the action.
Well, he's been a run producer and a table setter, which is not easy to do at the same time.
0-2.
Now you got to figure Arrighetti's going to go to the wipeout curveball. That's something that winds up in the dirt a lot. So if you're one of the base runners, you're looking for advancement on anything in the dirt.
Way inside. You're right. He does have that slow windup coming to the plate. That big leg kick.
19 stolen bags against him this year.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And Vargas hits that breaking ball foul. White Sox 31-17 at home. We're going to start this home standoff with a win. From 0-2 to 3-2, a good battle here by Vargas. Nobody out in this home half of the first inning. And the breaking ball misses. Back-to-back walks. And the bases are now loaded.
Well, this is what we were talking about coming into this game, that Arrighetti will give you a stolen base and his command isn't quite where he'd like it. Joshua Miller comes out. He's the pitching coach and he wants a word with his young right-hander before things start to really get away here in the first inning.
Well, we know what it is. It's Friday night. Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon. The White Sox in these Friday night home games 5-2, and they have won 4 in a row coming into tonight.
What I really like is they're averaging 9.4 runs per game. Normally when you do that, you're going to have an overwhelming winning record. They could use more of the same here tonight.
Colson Montgomery steps up, bases loaded, nobody out in this first. Off the end of the bat into left center field as Spence with the grab. Throw coming home, and Sam Antonacci tagging and scoring as the White Sox lead it 1-0.
Sacrifice fly. And for Spence, who's a local product from around here in Chicago, getting a chance to play his second week in the major leagues. That was not a particularly good throw, and the Sox do take the lead. RBI number 58 for Colson Montgomery.
Andrew Benintendi first and second with one down now. As he hits that breaking ball foul, strike one. Here we go, southpaw. Benintendi pops it up. Infield fly is called. As Altuve with the grab, out number 2.
This is a big at bat for Braden Montgomery because you allow a pitcher to get off the hook with just one run. Then for Eric Getty, there's a lot of adrenaline. He's feeling pretty good about this first inning. You get a few more, percentage swings to the home team.
Seen a lot of curveballs in this first inning.
That's his pitch. That's a pitch that he'll lean on.
Braden Montgomery, .236 batting average with 3 home runs in his rookie season. Another curveball drops in, 0-2. Three straight curveballs to start this at bat to Braden Montgomery.
And he prefers the backdoor curveball, the one that shaves off the outside corner to the left-hand hitter.
Murakami at second, Vargas on at first. Fastball hit into the hole in the right field. The windmill is on for Murakami as the throw home not in time. White Sox a 2-0 lead thanks to the RBI single from Braden Montgomery.
This is a 4-seam fastball, and he catches too much of the plate, and Braden able to take it through the right side. Altuve just doesn't have the same kind of range that he had a few years back. They tried him in the outfield. That didn't work out. So now he's back at second base, and on a play like that, he has no chance to keep it out of right field.
A big 2-out RBI single, and Montgomery now takes off as that one's going to hit Tristan Peters, and the bases are loaded again.
We'll take another look. That catches a piece of him. And a chance for the Sox to add a few more to their lead.
Well, this is the man who got it done on Wednesday in Arlington. Chase Maedroth, a career-high tying 4 hits in the ball game. The 4th time he's done that in his career. Inside with the fastball as Maedroth turns away, ball 1.
It didn't miss him by much. Trying to get that finesse that Sam Antonacci uses, where it appears you're actually trying to get out of the way when in reality you're not doing it quickly enough.
What that lead elbow guard will do for you.
That changed the game.
2-0 to Maedroth as the curveball drops in, strike 1. We've seen a few swings and a few different approaches already this season by Chase Meidroth in his sophomore season. Feels like he is back to what we saw in his first year, trying to just drive the ball the other way or up the middle.
I think he'll realize that there are certain pitches you can look to for power, but there's other pitches like that one where you're just going to have to try to spray it into right field because there's really not much you can do with it.
White Sox were unable to score in any of the 6 road games to start this second half. Good to be home. A 2-0 lead here in this first. A nice Friday crowd here in Chicago.
Turned into just a beautiful day for baseball, and the pen is up and going.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And that one's going to hit Meidroth. And a run will score, making it 3-0 Sox here in the first inning.
2 batters in a row plunked. This one produces another run. And that's a 3-run lead early. It's that curveball that just hangs inside, and just a fine job of Meidroth driving in a run.
Ninth White Sox batter to the plate here to start this game. Catcher Drew Romo. We saw on the road trip Kyle Teal leaving the game and going on the injured list with a high ankle sprain. He'll be out 6 to 12 weeks. White Sox are looking for some things from Drew Romo and Edgar Caro, who has recently been called up.
Well, Edgar looks a whole lot better. They told him one of the things you have to work on is losing a couple of pounds, getting your body in shape, understanding the process of being a major league catcher. And he worked on all of those successfully.
Popped up. It is Paredes in foul territory with the grab. White Sox striking first, a 3-0 lead after 1. It is time for the lines to watch, presented by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. We look at Davis Martin's strikeout total today. Steve, over-unders at 4.5.
Well, I'm going to go optimistically with the over. I think he's going to be around a good portion of this ball game. I think he realizes the advantage after a day off of making sure your bullpen is healthy. So I'm looking for 5 strikeouts for Davis from here on in. He did not have any in that first inning.
A warm greeting by the White Sox crowd here for Jose Altuve, his first at bat tonight.
And not the warmest reception I've heard, but
top of the second we go. White Sox up 3-0. This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust. Feels like it's one of those things that just follows him around on the road.
He's been a good player for a long time, and he also saw the really bad years for the Astros before enjoying some of the good years.
In the air to center field, it is Tristan Peters. And a catch to start this second inning. How about a scoop from the clubhouse? Let's check in with Brooke.
Hey guys, yeah, with the trade deadline about 10 days away, it makes you wonder how much it's weighing on the guys in the clubhouse, especially with such a young group that are experiencing this part of the season for the first time. And Will Venable said, listen, this group has dealt with distractions all season long. It doesn't make this any different, but you have to focus on controlling what you can control. And Steve, we talked about this, how important team chemistry is in the clubhouse. Will Venable told me that that's something that they're going to be mindful of, especially as they make moves at this deadline, because this group has really formed a strong bond. Some guys live together. Chase Meidroth told me that they hang out all the time outside of the field. They even rented a boat yesterday for his birthday. So Steve, the question for you is just, how do you find that balance? Yeah, you got to make moves, but also you don't want to disrupt what they've built with this group.
Well, I think right now, Brooke, because they are so young and they're experiencing winning together, that's actually a good thing. But one of the things the front office under Chris Getz has really paid attention to is understanding the personality they're bringing to the team. They've built a wonderful clubhouse, great chemistry at this point. Everybody seems to get together and they're pulling for one another.
It really is amazing. You got Chase Mydroth and Mike Vassell living together with each other here in Chicago. I was on the social media for Sean Burke. He was showing them all on the boat yesterday as Vargas, those guys were chilling, hanging out on the off day. It has really created a special chemistry with this team.
Yeah, and they're mindful. And again, that's the front office. They started understanding how a good culture would help this team. If you have overwhelming talent, the culture is irrelevant, because you're going to go out there and dominate teams on a daily basis. The Sox have good talent, not overwhelming talent, and chemistry is a factor.
Otway Jr. He will ground this one back to Davis Martin. The easy flip, and 2 outs here in the second inning.
One of the things that Davis would like to do a better job of is throwing strike one, because as good as he's been, and he's been very good this year, strike one has eluded him a lot. That's something that he would like to work on. Certainly he does throw a lot of ground balls, and that's a good thing because he throws a lot of double plays, as we saw in the first inning.
It's the control that has really impacted Davis Martin over his last 6 starts. He is 0-3 with a 5.86 ERA. And when you compare what he did to start the season, his first 13 starts, 17 walks. His last 6 starts, 16 walks. As this one is driven into left field, Antonacci backpedaling. 1-2-3 second inning. Great start for Davis Martin here tonight. Well, this happened between innings. Spencer Arrighetti tried to give it a go, but he is going to walk off and will be pulled from this game.
Yeah, that's a very dispiriting occurrence, because you get yourself ready to go. You anticipate things are going to go well for you. Then in that first inning of work, you walk a couple of guys, and now you have to give way to the bullpen. So that pen will have all the opportunity they want to get loosened and ready to go.
Gave up 2 walks, also hit 2 batters, and you could tell just the control was not there in that first
inning. Wasn't
inning.
able to get the same spin on the curveball that he normally gets. So they're going to replace him with a right-hand pitcher, which is a good thing because this lineup is built to face a right-hand pitcher.
So the Astros will get all the time they need due to an injury to Spencer Arrighetti.
And A.J. Bluba is the pitcher that's going to come in. We'll take a look at the last warm-up pitch. And right there, he looks over into the dugout. Says, I need somebody out here. Now, the one good thing about the timing here, if there is any good thing, is that Bluba was up in the pen. So it's not going to take him all that long to get loosened up. It's on for the 39th time. ERA of fine 3.86. Not a big strikeout guy, but he inherits a 3-0 deficit.
All right, so we allow Bluba to do his thing. It is Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon. Tonight we have first base coach Jose Lejer mic'd up. Let's take a listen.
Hey, George, it's Lejer, okay? It's Lejer.
My bad, Coach Ledger.
God. All right, so assuming he's a basketball player, right?
Yeah.
Is he like starting 5?
I think so.
Yeah. Small forward will be my guess.
My point guard.
Yeah. How we doing?
Good, brother. How you?
Good. I'm Jose.
Christian.
All right, Christian. Nice meeting you. Hey, Shane. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
All right, it's a good start to the night for Jose Lejer on the mic. First time.
An amiable start for the night. He's saying hello to everybody. He probably would go up to the stands and say hello to them if they allowed him to, but time constraints don't allow that.
He was talking about our favorite guy for the Bulls, Matas Buzelis, who threw out the first pitch tonight. 6'8". as Buzelis, one of the young stars on the team. We've got the first pitch, so Steve, let's break it down here.
I actually think he did a pretty good job, especially because the count was 0-2. So he's trying to throw one just off the corner to induce a swing there. Not bad. He kept it in the air all the way, which is a good thing.
A lot of young talent now being stacked on the Bulls. Caleb Wilson, he had an incredible summer league performance, and the two of them going to team up. It should be an exciting season. A lot of basketball in town right now. It's the WNBA All-Star Game here in Chicago.
That's tomorrow at the United Center.
That's right.
So they anticipate a sold-out event.
A lot of attention here in Chicago this weekend as the White Sox start the first of a 7-game homestand. 3 against here the Astros, and then the Yankees come in for 4 games.
That should be a whole lot of fun. The Yankees are not easy to deal with in the best of times. So far, no report on Aaron Judge. But the Yankees do come in with a solid starting rotation, and that is one of their strongest points.
AJ Bluebaugh will get as many pitches as he needs since he came in due to an injury to the starter Spencer Arrighetti. Arrighetti, his last warm-up, just did not feel comfortable. So the Astros making the move here as the White Sox a 3-0 lead to start this game. White Sox just took 2 of 3 from the Rangers, who are in first place in the AL West, and a 2-game lead over these Houston Astros in the division. White Sox a season high 7 games over 500 as Mike Vassell, he's just doing his thing, right? I mean, that's what he does on the bench. He's out for the season. He's the ultimate cheerleader, the assistant to the assistant hitting coach, and just doing whatever he needs to fire up the guys.
And a few other assorted titles that we'll get into probably a little bit later, but you know, that's pretty lofty to be the assistant to the assistant hitting instructor. It's
especially when
great place to start
when you're a pitcher.
Oh yeah.
Really excited with the way the team played over that road trip, because Will Venable was curious how they would come out of the All-Star break, what kind of energy he would see from this team in the second half. You've got a lot of young guys who are going through this thing for the first time, and he said he was really impressed by the way the team handled their business away from the field and came back ready to play.
And he also talked about this team does have power, so you're going to win some games just hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He liked the fact that in a few of those games, home run didn't factor in, and it didn't factor in the first inning here. So he likes the fact that his baseball team is coming together, understanding how to win when you don't hit home runs, what you have to do to manufacture runs, and the team is doing just that.
All right, so we're back to baseball. Top of the order, Sam Antonacci, as he fouls off the first one. You know what I'm excited about? Coming home to Chicago with weather in the 70s. Steve, I'm telling you, it was unreal in Arlington. It was 100 and almost 105. Felt like it was 115.
Yeah, but fortunately it was very humid. So it's not like there was anything good about it.
We came back here to Chicago. I think it was like 2 in the morning. And I got off the plane, didn't have a jacket, anything short sleeve. I was like, oh my goodness, it is cold here.
It's been terrific.
Just a beautiful shot here above right field. Went to the count here to Sam Antonacci. Slices down the line, but foul. Get so many visitors here into Chicago over the course of the summer, obviously with WNBA All-Star weekend in town as well. I mean, you could have nice weather, go out on the waterfront. This city really shines.
There's a lot of organizations that plan their summer meetings around Chicago. Whole lot of people here in June, July, and August.
1-2. I'm going to get myself a boat at some point, get on the water. I have not been on the water on a boat since I've been here.
Well, then give me a call the day you sell it, because that's going to be the happiest day you have.
All right, I don't actually have to get the boat myself. I just have to get on a boat.
No, just know somebody who has a boat. Now that's the ideal.
I know
situation.
you know some people, so I'm just going to leave it up to you. Full count to Antonacci, and he goes down swinging on the fastball. Murakami walked and scored his first time up. 9 straight games with a walk. In his first 9 games since coming off the injured list, he was 5 for 30, no home runs, but a .359 on base percentage. He's still finding a way to pass the baton.
Well, it's only a matter of time. When you take a couple of close pitches like that, especially breaking balls, you know eventually he's going to have to come to you with a fastball. So you see the on base percentage, which is good. The amount of walks is very good in 10 games.
Could not hold his swing there. Strike 1.
Dexter Kelly behind the plate said that he did not check it in time.
Two balls and a strike to Murakami as the fastball on the inner third, strike 2. Foul tipped. It will pop out of the glove, so Murakami stays alive. Two balls, 2 strikes as the cutter misses, and a full count here to Murakami. It is popped up as Paredes coming in from third. The wind is really taking this one. Oh, he makes the dive and catch. Unbelievable save there.
Well, at first he overran it, and then realizing the ball always rotates back toward the field of play, you have to make an adjustment. Wound up making the catch. Wasn't pretty, but they don't have pictures in the scorebook.
I mean, he completely lays out to recover and make this one. Wow. Nobody on, 2 outs for Miguel Vargas. Vargas also walked and scored the 3rd run of the game in the 1st inning. Have you been a part of teams where guys hang out on their off days and spend so much time away from the field with each other?
I was on a lot of veteran teams, and veteran teams, it's a whole different story. A lot of the veterans have families, and they've been around a long time, so it's different. On a young team where you have a lot of young single guys and guys who are just really getting to feel what the major leagues is all about, I think it's a little easier to all band together because you're going through it. Some of these guys for the first time. And there's 5, 6 of their teammates going through it right with them.
4-pitch walk to Vargas, his 2nd walk tonight. Join us at the ballpark on Sunday as the White Sox take on the Houston Astros at 1:10 p.m. 15,000 fans in attendance will receive this, a Munetaka Murakami first MLB home run bobblehead presented by Toto Washlet. To purchase tickets and prepaid parking, visit whitesox.com/promos. That will be a hot item.
You're not kidding. It's the first time that Blue Ball has been ahead. He's worked full counts to the first 2 hitters, then walked Vargas on 4, and so now he's got to deal with Colson Montgomery, who drove in the first run of the ball game for the Sox.
Check on Vargas over at first. Colson Montgomery drove in that run with a sac fly to center field. Fouled a pitch off of his shin calf area on Monday in Texas. And Colson Montgomery's got a guard wrapped around that area still. His first game back was Wednesday. He said it was one of the most painful things he has ever experienced in his career.
But 0-2, it is a good time to run, and Vargas is 11 of 13.
Pops this one up. Left side of the infield, Paredes. A little easier job with that one. Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon rolls on. It is the hitting coach, Derek Showman. He will be on the mic with Brooke when we come back.
Back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon, and I'm here with White Sox hitting coach Derek Showman and the assistant hitting coach Mike Vassell. Mike, this is 3 in a row now. Why is it important to have Mike here, Show?
History says it's pretty good when he's around for these Friday interviews. I think 39 runs in 2 games. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Pretty good.
The basketball, what's the deal here?
Well, it's Bulls night, you know, we're celebrating, you know, just the game of basketball and the love we have for it, and the Chicago Bulls, and, you know, Showman and I love to play pickup hoops together, so, yeah.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Okay, well, let's talk about the game, guys. Arrighetti, only saw 1 inning from him. What is the biggest adjustment for a lineup when they got to go to the bullpen this early?
Yeah, I mean, it's like flip to the guy as quick as possible as far as the information is concerned. It was a great catch by me. But overall, it's keeping this team in the strike zone. That was the plan for Arrighetti. It's the plan for their relievers, is force them back into the zone and be ready to do damage when we get pitches in the zone.
Talk about Braden Montgomery, pretty good at bat with 2 outs, 2 strikes there with coming through with the RBI single. How have you seen him just progress at the plate?
Yeah, I think just getting more comfortable with the level of pitching, and then, you know, mechanically addressing the things that he needs to address that put him in a spot to take advantage on pitches that are left over the middle of the plate.
Mike, only 2 homers on this last road trip, but you were still averaging 5 runs per game. I know you talk a lot about slug, how important it is, but what does that say about this lineup and just where they're at right now?
Well, look, it was, you know, Chase Mydroth, 4 hits the other night before his birthday. Chase, happy birthday. But, you know, I talked to the guys, all of them. You know, I talked to all of them, and I let them know, hey, like, what we do is slug. Like, let's get out there, let's swing for the fence. You know, and I told all of them the same statement.
Did you tell all of them?
All of them.
Okay, well, let's talk about Mune here. You know, we've seen his discipline at the plate, but mechanically, what are you seeing from him overall? Still looking for that first homer since his return?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, like, getting his timing back after an extended period of time off. Major league pitching is good, and I think just trying to get his eyes, you know, kind of back and get up to speed. But mechanically, I think he's in a good spot. It's just, you know, getting his timing back.
Mike, who would win on a game 1-on-1 versus you two guys? Who would win? Yeah, between you and Show.
Well, look, these are 2 big bodies in the paint. I'd try and back him down. He'd probably, you know, give an elbow or 2. Good shot. But realistically, I'm going to give it to my boss because I don't want to get fired from the hitting coach job. So you can have this one, Derek.
I think it's an accurate play there. Yeah.
Okay, I do have to ask you about director of culture in the clubhouse. Yeah, I heard that too. The DOC, where did that come from, and how much pride do you take in being that guy?
Well, look, I like to set up events for the guys. It's you know, dinners and stuff like that. You know, like I said, it was Chase's birthday. We all had fun. We had a cake for him. You know, it's stuff like that. So I try and take care of the clubhouse. I'm the DOC and director of culture, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Early on.
You didn't know about this?
No, I didn't. I mean, it makes sense. I was just curious of when it was officially given to you as the director of culture.
Yeah, that's me, director of culture, DOC.
Not gonna lie, Mike, you're carrying a lot of hats here. You're wearing a lot of hats. You're the wizard. You're the director of culture. You're the assistant to the assistant hitting coach. I mean, how many more titles do you have?
I think it's endless with me, but I like that. I like responsibility. You know, I'm an adult, so I like to take care of my teammates, and whatever other title I need, I'm going to take that on. I don't know about whether Bobby or Bove need a little bit of help soon, but I might give it to them. So, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you. There is a game going on, so guys, we'll send it back up to you in the booth.
Thanks, Brooke.
Director of Culture, a new title. Okay, Mike Vass is just doing it all right now.
You just can never have too many titles.
All right, they were talking about how many runs were scored when Mike Vassell joined that interview with Showman and Brooke. In the first 2 games with Vassell behind Showman, 36 runs scored, 22 against Kansas City, and then 14 against the A's. So I guess they're right. Just keep it rolling here tonight.
Pretty good.
Christian Vasquez, bottom of the order. As Davis Martin hit Lucas Spence to start this 3rd inning, but then struck out Cam Smith. Davis Martin looking for his first win since June 10th. We talked about in the open, there's just something about this mound at home. He turns into a different guy.
He's been terrific this year.
Threw it by him, strike 3. White Sox a 3-0 lead. This half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. All right, so a couple of strikeouts. First time through the order. What have you seen from Davis Martin?
I think the stuff is pretty good tonight. He's not throwing it yet exactly where he wants to, but that's going to come as he gets a little bit looser, feels good about what he's doing.
Jeremy Pena slashes this one up into center field. The first hit of the ball game for the Astros comes with 2 outs here in this 3rd inning.
And the only problem this gives you is that you have to face Alvarez as the tying run. Looked like a slider or cutter he tried to throw away from Pena, didn't quite get it there, and he goes right back up the middle.
Coming into play tonight, Yordan Alvarez over his last 17 games is hitting .418 with 9 home runs and 21 runs driven in.
Yeah, it's been an amazing run, and there's really no pitches he can't handle. Just a question of changing speeds and moving it around, which is easier said than done.
When he is healthy, one of the most destructive hitters in baseball. First and second with 2 down as the fastball misses up. 2-0 the count. Davis Martin got Yordan Alvarez to ground into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up.
Somewhat hard to believe that he took a fastball at 2-0 right down the middle, but he did. And with those numbers, he certainly knows what he's doing.
In on the hands, in the air to right field as Braden Montgomery there for the catch. First 3 innings, Davis Martin looking like his old self. Just a gorgeous Friday night here at the ballpark. Good start. White Sox a 3-0 lead as we move here to the bottom of the 3rd inning. As Andrew Benintendi leads things off here for the Sox.
Paredes in very close to third base. Apparently he's got a scouting report that Andrew wants to start bunting.
I don't think we've seen that this year against Benny.
Oh, and he's driven in 52 runs. Not exactly the production of a bunter, but look, anything that allows the ball to go through the left side is a good thing.
Benny was 2 for 4 with 2 runs driven in the finale in Texas on Wednesday. And we've talked about the AL Central, how wide open it is this season. The AL West seems like it is even more up for grabs right now.
Well, the leading team is the Rangers, and they're at an even 500, 51 and 51. Then the Mariners, a half game back. The Astros, 2 back. Then you go down to the 2 sellers. The Athletics, the Angels. And they're both going to be sellers at the break.
All right, let's send it out to Brooke with the pitching coach Zach Bove.
Zach, I just saw you talking to Davis Martin over there. Just what do you make of the job he's done so far?
Yeah, he's done a good job mixing kind of the whole arsenal back to what he's done earlier this year. The curveball's working well for him, and he's getting ahead of guys.
Yeah, after his last start, he said he felt more mechanically in sync. How do you feel like that's really showed up on the mound?
Yeah, no, it's in a good spot, right? I think he used the weeks leading up to the All-Star break, reset a little bit mechanically, and those results are showing up today.
Yeah, how much of that is just making the adjustments, or just getting a few days off just to kind of reset and not think about baseball?
I think it's both, right? It was like actual work, but then like just the physical reset, just get your mind off of it, right? Spend time with the family, all that stuff. I think that's important too.
We talk about the starting pitching, but also the bullpen. They have been one of the best in baseball as of late. How impressed have you been with what you've seen from those guys?
Yeah, the bullpen's been nails. Like last month, I think it's one of the top units in the game. So guys are stepping up to their roles. They're being comfortable with everything. They're getting guys out. Weiser's doing a really good job down there.
Jordan Hicks, I know he's been working on his arm slot a little bit. Just what were the discussions leading to that change?
Yeah. I mean, really, it was like a mutual kind of, we were seeing it from our end. Jordan had to kind of, was making some comments. So it's like, yeah, let's use this time, on the IL as a time to reset, get it back, the slot back to where he feels most comfortable. And like, he's doing well now.
Zach, I'll let you get back over there. Thank you so much, guys. Back to you.
I was wondering about that because we didn't see anything fly into the screen, and I was thinking, okay, maybe it's because that's their pitching coach, but nobody is safe. As you saw Anthony Kay bringing some stuff raining into that interview.
Well, they were talking about a guy that has really become a very valued member of the bullpen, Jordan Hicks. Didn't know what you were going to get when he came over. This is a guy started with St. Louis, then Toronto, San Francisco, and Boston. Now at the White Sox. This is his 5th team. And the other 4 saw the same thing that the Sox saw. A guy with a great arm, a guy with unbelievably good stuff, but a guy who had challenges getting it over the plate. And hopefully it's the movable arm slot, the fact that it is up higher than it's ever been, that is allowing him to get the ball over the plate.
So many guys you can mention in the bullpen who have been doing an incredible job with this team so far. Tristan Peters pops this one up in a shallow left field. And out number 2. Rate is a proud partner of the 2026 White Sox. The Rate app gives Chicago fans an all-in-one wellness app with tools to build financial strength and guidance for fitness and stress management. Feel better, live better, play better. Download the Rate app today. Check on Braden Montgomery, who's got 2 hits tonight.
Braden doesn't run all that often. Just 1 for 3 in stolen bases this year.
Another one popped up. It is the right side of the infield. It is Altuve. And he makes the catch there to end this third inning. Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon rolls on. When we come back, the man in charge, Will Venable, on the mic with Brooke after the break.
Access brought to you by Blue Moon, and I'm here with White Sox manager Will Venable. Will, a strong start for this lineup, putting up 3 runs. What needs to continue just to keep the foot on the gas?
Yeah, you got to make good swing decisions and move the ball forward when it's in the zone. I think these guys came out with a good game plan against Arrighetti, and obviously he wasn't healthy there. But yeah, we're going to have a bunch of different guys we're going to have to solve for now.
Talked about Yordan Alvarez being the headliner in this lineup. What do you make of how Davis has handled him so far?
Yeah, good so far. You know, got in there with a couple fastballs. He's such a good hitter. He's the best hitter on the planet right now, so he's done a nice job so far.
This is the start of a tough stretch going up against teams with playoff, implications on the line here. Just how important is it to set the tone and get this win here tonight?
Yeah, just got to find a way. You know, obviously a long way to go here. Just got to keep having good at-bats and trying a way to get some outs.
Right, thanks, Will.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you so much. Will Venable, we appreciate that. Always giving us your time. Start this 4th inning. White Sox a 3-0 lead. Isaac Paredes leads things off as he is 0 for 1 for the Astros. Paredes has a 16-game on-base streak that he enters play tonight. Over the course of that 16-game streak, he's hitting .323 with 6 home runs.
One of the reasons he finally found his way to Houston was that the Crawford boxes are so inviting for a right-handed pull hitter, and he is one of those.
Out of town scores. Tampa Bay with a 5-1 lead over the Guardians right now. As that game is heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Also the Tigers a 2-1 lead over the Royals. That game is in the top of the 9th. And the Twins and A's are scoreless. That one going to the bottom of the 3rd in Minnesota. Popped up. Colson Montgomery drifting back to the grass. And one down as we start this 4th inning. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota.
Davis is getting the ball inside on a lot of these hitters, and that's really helped set up his performance tonight.
Well, you don't have to wonder when Jose Altuve is coming up to the plate.
No.
There's a knee buckling breaking ball from Martin.
Got to be careful with some hitters because they will exaggerate the knee buckle to invite another one coming in the next couple of pitches. So that's one thing to be aware of. So we got another curveball, only this one missed. And a lot of hitters will do that and then look for the curveball, and then you've got some problems, especially with a guy who pulls the ball like Altuve does.
Like a boxer who fakes like he's more hurt with a punch.
That's exactly it.
Anybody come to mind who may have done that to you?
Seemingly they all did.
I know you threw a lot of breaking balls. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, I did. In fact, well, it just was the opposite of most pitchers because I used to use my breaking ball to set up the fastball, and most pitchers will use their fastball to set up the wipeout breaking ball.
Fastball popped up down the right field line, and it's Murakami in foul territory, and there's the catch for out number 2.
To me, Altuve was looking for the breaking ball the entire at bat because he was really late on 2 fastballs, usually not that late on fastballs. So good job of reading the swings and reading whatever Davis had to read to make the pitches he was going to make and eventually getting him out. So Davis Martin, lowest home ERA at 1.66. That's 3rd in all of baseball.
I like to think the sod father maybe has a little something to do with that. Just the mound a little more comfortable here in Chicago. Something.
I think it's a lot more comfortable.
way inside. As that one missing Lamont Wade Jr.
Tries to cut this one inside and almost takes off a belt loop.
So he goes with a changeup for strike 2. What could that set up here to get this third out?
He likes to keep it in on the hands of these guys, so a cutter inside would be a good one. Through the curveball, try to backdoor him away. He induced Wade Jr. to hit one right back to him first time up in the second inning.
He's got the nice red spikes to match the uniforms here on Friday night. 2-2. Ground ball. Murakami gives way, backing up for the big hop, and the flip in time. A nice 1-2-3 fourth inning. Oh, can I get on that boat? Bottom of the fourth we go. This half inning brought to you by Davis Law Firm. A 3-0 start here for the White Sox, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Astros.
This call to the pen is brought to you by Lexus of Orland. It's Kai-Wei Tang on for the 25th time. His ERA a touch above 4. His job is pretty simple: is hold the Sox right there, and hopefully this offense will come to life. However, Davis Martin is making some really good pitches right now, and twice he's retired the hottest hitter on the planet, Yordan Alvarez, in key situations, getting him to ground into a double play and fly out softly to right field.
Sweeper lands, strike 1. As Drew Romo takes a deep breath, bottom of the order for the White Sox. And that one's going to plunk Romo. So the third White Sox hitter to get hit by a pitch tonight. Let's go to Connor for some news and notes.
We relive the streak that was. Not since 1946 had Boston seen a stretch like this. Ted Williams put together a 1,400 OPS over that run. Tarek Skubal, unbelievable for the Tigers tonight. 12 strikeouts. Tigers beat the Royals 2-1. 10 days after the trade deadline. Will Skubal still be a Tiger? Guardians trail the Rays 5-1 in the 6th. Shane McClanahan good for the Rays tonight.
Be very interesting. Trade deadline is approaching August 3rd. Will Tarek Skubal still be in a Tigers uniform?
Well, right now there is a lot of pressure on many general managers. Number one, to make a decision. Are they going to go for it, or are they not going to go for it? And this year it appears that there's so many teams in contention, and just about every general manager will tell you the same thing, to be honest with you, and that is, boy, I could use one more arm in the bullpen, and I could use one more starter, I think.
I feel like when I run into fans, that's the #1 question I get right now. What do you think the White Sox are going to do at the trade deadline? And it's a tough question because this is a team that wasn't even supposed to be in this position to start the season.
Well, there's no doubt that in order to get where the Sox are at this point, you have to have a couple of things happen. Number one, you have to have somebody that comes up that you didn't expect, like Tristan Peters. I mean, that's a huge factor in where the Sox are right now, because he's played an unbelievable center field. You look at the bullpen and you wonder just exactly how the pen would be. And the guy that you designated as the closer, Sir Anthony Dominguez, has not been the closer. So you certainly need some surprises, and the Sox are not short on the surprises to this point. You also have to have some of the guys come up from your minor leagues, and the Sox have had, what, 13 of them come up from the minor leagues and make their major league debut. If anybody were to tell you at the beginning of the year that was going to happen, you'd say, well, they're battling for last place if that many guys are coming up and making their debuts.
We'd heard about this guy at the plate, Sam Antonacci, all the amazing things he was doing in the minors. We weren't quite sure if that was going to translate here to the big leagues, but he has really settled in here at the top of the order.
And of course, to get him to relax, they put him in left field, the lifetime second baseman. And by the way, it's worked out spectacularly well because of Sam's athletic ability, his desire, and his work ethic, which is off the charts.
Runner goes 3-2, drilled down the line and foul.
Well, that's a lot of faith in your hitter, because with Romo going, if Sam doesn't make contact, Vasquez might be able to run it down to second and get him. Not the greatest start I've seen, but nonetheless, hey, he's a catcher.
And now they're going to check on Roma at first.
That might be the first throw over he's ever experienced as a base runner.
He has one career stolen base. How about that? A second throw over.
Yeah, now he's really off to the races.
There's a bigger lead. Romo trying to draw a throw. Now he takes off. And Sam Antonacci is going to get hit the 19th time this season.
It's also the fourth guy that's been hit. And this is a breaking ball inside that one is pretty tough to get away from. That one just kept following Sam, and there he is aboard. 2 on, nobody out.
Well, that's not a good sign for the Astros. They've already lost one pitcher. Their starter, Spencer Arrighetti, left the game with an injury. Let's just see if this is a conversation on the mound.
Yeah, Joshua Miller is talking to him, and whoever the interpreter is, he is explaining to him what Miller wants. And I think, and I'm just guessing here, he wants you to stop hitting guys.
White Sox batters have been hit a season high 4 times already at matches. Another game back against the A's in Sacramento.
And the oddity is that it's been 4 guys hit. It's back-to-back each time. 2 guys in the first inning, Peters and Meidroth. In this inning, Romo and Antonacci.
Sweeper land, strike 1 here to Murakami. He is 0 for 1. He has also walked and scored tonight. His 10th game back tonight since coming off the injured list.
I think we're going to see it in this series. You're going to see him start to swing the bat like he can, because with him, he doesn't worry about any statistics. He talked about that. He knows if his swing is where it is, the production will follow. And what I like is the fact that they have been throwing him just off the corners, and he hasn't expanded his strike zone, which is normally a very good sign that he's about ready to break out of it.
Out in front of that sweeper, strike 2. Nobody out in this bottom of the 4th inning. And a challenge from Vasquez as the fastball was called ball 3.
Catch a challenge in the call of a ball.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Call on the field is overturned. Houston has 2 times remaining.
So it does land for a strike. And there's out number 1. All right, the last time the White Sox had 5 players hit by a pitch Got to go back to 1956 in Cleveland. Already 4 tonight.
I think I was at that game.
Popped up. Vasquez gets rid of the mask, calling for it in foul territory. And out number 2. It's time now for a message from Ankin Law.
I'm with Chicago shortstop Colson Montgomery. You're on his team first.
Yeah, I've always worked hard for the team rather than myself.
I get it. If you've been injured, my team is here to help. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
Colson Montgomery has already driven in 1 tonight. A chance to add to that total with Romo on at second, Antonacci at first. Lifted in the air as Altuve at second will make the catch to end this 4th inning.
Network.com presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at jeffvuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
Well, the concourses are packed tonight here on this Friday night. White Sox fans enjoying a 3-0 start here over the Astros.
And enjoying a very rare, beautiful summer day with temperatures in the 70s.
Christian Walker, as Davis Martin will face 6, 7, 8 in the Astros order to start this 5th inning.
Walker's contribution this year has not been with the bat, although he has hit 20 home runs. He's been a magnificent glove man at first base.
This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University. Davis Martin getting ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's allowed just 1 hit tonight. That was the single by Pena in the 3rd inning. And the air to right center field as Montgomery comes over, makes the catch. Out number 1 to start this 5th inning. Davis Martin was so good in those first 2 months, and it felt like he really needed that reset at the All-Star break, looking like himself again here in the second half.
I really believe he got a little arm weary, and sometimes that happens with guys going through it for the first time. And last year, Davis threw 142 innings. He's going to far surpass that this year, and so it could very well be that he was experiencing some arm fatigue. Lately, he's been throwing it pretty well, however.
Lucas Spence will poke that one into left field. Just the 2nd hit of the night for Houston. Can you feel that as a starter at the All-Star break? Do you look towards that marker to get a little relief?
Well, I think that some guys certainly do. But more times than not, it's just a question of your arm having to almost, I say, regenerate. And it's something along those lines where you get arm worry and all of a sudden the arm just seems to come back, and it happens to a lot of starting pitchers. It's such a long season. You're playing 162 games. If you do it right, you're getting 32 starts, maybe 33 starts depending. That's a lot of strain on your arm, especially when you take into consideration you also have to warm up before every game, and you're throwing almost the same amount of pitches loosening up as you do when you actually go in the ball game. So for starting pitchers especially, it's a very long year, and the guys who are not used to it have a hard time the first time going through it.
Breaking ball popped up into right field, and it will land in foul territory.
Long way to run for Montgomery, who was playing in right center field.
Update here in the AL Central. Tampa Bay with a 6-1 lead over Cleveland. That game in the top of the 7th inning. Just think, if Davis Martin can return to form, you've got Sean Burke, who has really elevated his play. That is a lethal 1-2 punch, the starting rotation.
And it's very important for both of those guys to go a little deeper in the game, because you've got some guys who've been making relatively early exits.
Chopper to the right side, and his Madrov going to second, and Montgomery will just put it in his pocket. No throw to first.
Wise choice by Colson, because that was a high chopper, and there was no chance with the speed of Smith that you were going to get him. So the only thing making a throw does is open you to making a mistake. You're better off just putting it in your pocket and not worry about the throw to first.
Also noticing with these young guys, with more and more playing time, their awareness is going to another level. Early on, when they come up, they're trying to make every play. They think they can make every throw. But Colson Montgomery understanding the situation there, not having to force anything.
And because there's so many games, you know, it's one thing to say, well, this is your rookie year, but you played 100 games already or something similar to that. Team has played, this is their 102nd. And you start to learn a few things. Plus, you start to realize how valuable coaches are to help you through some of the spots that you've never experienced, but they have.
Liner into the gap in right center field. As Cam Smith will be held at third. Vasquez a 2-out single.
This is a fastball that's up and out over the plate. Vasquez does what he does a lot, which is take the ball to right and right center field.
So Cam Smith, the first Astros player to reach third base tonight, and that will draw a conference on the mound between Romo and Martin.
Romo knows that the toughest guy on this team for Davis Martin has been Pena. Davis had never faced Alvarez before this evening.
Jeremy Pena has homered in a career best 3 straight games in that sweep over the Marlins. It's one thing for a guy to step up and talk and have a conversation in the clubhouse and say, hey, come on, we all got to pick it up. It's another thing for him to be the guy to go out and do it and really set the tone in that last series for the Astros.
He's been a pretty good player for a while.
The last Astros player to homer in 4 straight games, Alex Bregman, did it back in August of 2024. Good changeup on that outside corner, strike 2. Where do you go here if you're Davis Martin to get out of this jam?
I like to stay away from Pena. But if you do happen to go in with the wide open stance, you got to go in off the plate. threw a nice breaking ball and a good job of staying alive.
First and third with 2 down in this 5th inning. 1-2.
Davis tried to get a little extra on that fastball. He's been throwing it around 93, occasionally 94. That was 95, and it was up and out of the zone.
He has been staying away with the soft stuff, changeups, curveballs.
Well, the advantage that Pena has is every pitcher facing him with 2 outs knows if you don't get him, the big guy is on deck.
Pitch number 75 tonight from Davis Martin. Got him with the slider. There's the emotion from Davis Martin. Excited to get out of that 1st and 3rd jam. Nobody coming across. When we come back, Sean Burke, how good has he been? We'll get to hear all about the turnaround as he'll be on the mic with Brooke after the break.
Welcome back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon, and I'm here with Sean Burke, who gets the start tomorrow. But Sean, before we get to you, Davis getting out of a couple jams here, just how have you seen him just get back to that Davis we know he can be?
Yeah, he's been good tonight. I think you know, he's been able to lean on the slider like he just did there, and then I think he's doing a good job attacking these guys. I think he's got Jordan out twice, once in that big situation, so just not giving in. I think even when a hitter like Jordan gets up, I mean, he's still showing that he wants to attack him and gets outs, which is impressive.
Yeah, let's talk about Jordan and just what makes him so challenging when you're trying to prep going up against him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the power jumps out at you, and he's doing it at a higher average too, so it's tough. But, you know, there's some stuff that we've been talking about, kind of game plan stuff, how to attack him. So obviously I'll watch Davis tonight, watch back these at-bats, how he did it, and then kind of try to put my own twist on it tomorrow.
Yeah, you picked up right where you left off out of the All-Star break. Just how do you feel like overall the game has slowed down for you?
I think I'm just be doing a better job of, you know, reading swings, reading hitters, going in with a good game plan, and then making adjustments to it as I kind of go on. And you know, obviously the stuff all feels good right now, and I think whoever I've been throwing to the catchers, I think I've been doing a really good job calling the game too, which is making my life a little bit easier.
Even with how well you've been pitching, what is that next step for you as you look ahead for this final stretch of the season?
I think just consistency. You know, continuing trying to go deep in games, and you know, our bullpen's been so good, so just trying to hand it off to them with a lead and go from there.
And the bullpen's been good, but you got guys like you and Davis has talked about just the potential of this rotation. When all of you guys are clicking, what is this group capable of when you guys are at your best?
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of the sky's the limit with us, you know. You see Schultz coming out getting his feet wet too. He's so young now that I think these learning experiences he's learning now, and he's going to take that into the future and be a stud going forward too. So and I think for me personally, just being able to talk stuff over with Davis and bounce ideas back off each other, that you know, I feel like we're all kind of starting to round into shape and playing our best baseball.
Yeah, you talk about Noah just kind of getting his feet wet a little bit. How much pride, or do you kind of consider yourself a veteran now and just being somebody that a young guy can lean on?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a veteran quite yet, but I try to help him answer any questions he has. I know how hard it can be. Yeah, I was a little bit older than him, obviously, when I debuted, but I knew how hard it was for me, kind of getting my feet wet and getting established and trying to get off to a good start. So I can only imagine doing it at a young age like that. So I think everybody too, you know, Fetty and Kev have been helpful too, just kind of talking stuff through with him, and coaching staff too. But I mean, he's a confident guy. He knows what he needs to do to be better, and yeah, I mean, he's gonna be good in the future. I don't have any worries about him.
All right, the director of culture, Mike Vassell, talked about your boat day yesterday, and we saw your post of Chase's cake. Yeah. Okay, talk us through what went into that decision and that picture. It was a very particular picture, huh?
So the cake, to clarify, it was some air bubbles underneath the cake. I know there were a lot of comments about what that was on the cake. It was just air bubbles. I don't bake, so I don't know the science behind that, but that's what it was. I didn't notice that when I posted the picture of the cake, but now I think it's funny looking back at it now, but you know, it was too late to delete it, so I left it up there.
But the picture, Chase described it almost like a mugshot, but it was just his, but it's not, obviously, it's his picture here on, but what led to that one? Because I feel like he has a lot of good pictures you could have chosen.
Honestly, I don't even know who made that cake. That cake kind of just appeared out of nowhere for us. We had a little birthday celebration for him, so I don't know. I thought it was funny, though. It did look like a mugshot, like the roster pick with the block lettering. It looked like a meme, kind of, so. Is this Mike behind?
Is that payback?
There he is.
Director.
6'1", stay on your job.
Okay, this guy he wears a lot of hats. Director of culture, he's the wizard. I mean, when is it going to stop, Sean?
I don't know. He's gonna have a lot of pressure on himself next year. He's got a pitch good with all these antics going on now. He's no hat on today, though. his hair is growing out. It's looking better. So he's ditching the hat with all his TV time. He's trying to let the hair eat.
All right, it looks like we're getting some offense going here. We're going to let you go. Guys, I'll send it back up to you.
Brooke, awesome stuff. Sean Burke, thank you. Braden Montgomery, 3 for 3 tonight.
That one just wended its way to the outfield. And nice piece of base running by Benintendi, who was on via the leadoff walk. As soon as he realized there was no chance for anybody to catch this, he just kept on going and hustled into third base.
Infield comes in for the Astros. First and third, nobody out. And Tristan Peters comes up empty, strike one.
For Arrighetti, he had a nerve irritation in his right foot. That's what sent him out of the ball game.
Arrighetti only able to go 1 inning as the bullpen taking over in the second for the Astros. And that one gets away as Benintendi will score easily. The White Sox make it 4-0 here in the 5th inning.
So the heads-up base running by Benintendi produces a run on a breaking ball in the dirt. Vasquez doesn't get a glove on it. He lifts up the glove a little too soon, hits off his shin guard, and bounds away.
It is ruled a wild pitch, allowing Benny to score and Montgomery to get to second. Popped up. It is Paredes in foul territory in front of the White Sox dugout, and he makes the catch.
He looks really comfortable under those.
I mean, after that first one where he laid out, these have been a lot more comfortable than that.
He's just shaking his head, going, "This wind." Well, hence the Windy City, my friend.
White Sox batters 8 infield pop-outs already tonight. Just missing Mydroth. He's already been hit by a pitch tonight. Two 2-0 to Mydroth. And the sweeper in there, strike one. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. Mydroth, a big swing out to left field as Wade Jr. at the wall, and he won't get there. Montgomery had to hold. He's going to get waved in. Here's the relay from short. Not in time. Braden Montgomery gets in there off the RBI double from Chase Mydroth, who continues to produce. And the White Sox make it a 5-0 lead.
Chase drives in his second run of the ball game, and this is a high-hanging curveball. This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty.
It is that short, compact swing that Chase Mydroth has got back to. And we're seeing some success from him over his last 9 games.
Well, that's the type of pitch you want to generate some power. That was a hanging, breaking ball. It was on the inside part of the plate, and he jumped on it, took it off the wall.
Popped up into left. as Wade Jr. comes in. Part of that experience we've been talking about, right? You said earlier, he knows now when he can take a bigger swing and when he has to shorten it up.
And that's it. I mean, that's a pitch where you want to jump on that pitch. You're not going to see too many hanging right in your eyes like that.
It's cool to hear the growth in all of these guys. When Sean Burke was on the mic with Brooke, talking about now how he's able to read the swings better. How important is that development for a pitcher to be able to read the swings of hitters at the plate?
Well, I think, look, first thing you do is you get your pitches where you know you can throw a slider for a strike to a right-hander. You can throw one for a strike to a left-hander. You can throw pitches where you want them. And then it gets to the point where you have a few years of experience. Then you start reading some swings. By reading the swings, you might get a hitter out, but he beat you in that at bat, because he hit it on the sweet spot, which is between the label and the name. That's what a hitter's trying to do. Pitcher's job is to get him to hit it between his hands and the label, or the name and the end of the bat. So when you see a guy swing and he gets a base hit, you know if you beat him in that at bat or not, and you don't have to make an adjustment with that particular guy. Another guy, you might get out on a hard ground ball or a line drive and realize that he beat you. So you better make an adjustment, or next time it's going to be a little more damaging.
And Tanachi in the air to right center field. Spence at the warning track will make the catch to end this 5th inning. Well, the White Sox tack on 2 more thanks to Chase Mydrop. How about this big swing? Director of Culture, he is loving it. And the White Sox leading it after 5 here in Chicago. It's time for our Postman Law delivery of the game. Others promise, Postman delivers.
First time he cut one in on his hands and got the double play ground ball. And in the 3rd inning, well, lo and behold, he kept it on his hands again. And representing the tying run, Alvarez hit a soft fly ball to right field. 2 clutch at bats, +2 for Davis Martin.
When you're facing the best hitter on the planet, this is what you want. You see him leading off an inning.
Might have been one of his best pitches of the ball game, the strikeout that left Pena swing and miss and out of the inning.
This one is ripped into right field. You see the power of Alvarez as he picks up his first hit tonight to start this 6th. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai.
That was 116 miles an hour off the bat. That is one hard hit baseball. Probably has a flat side to it right now. You're not going to see him hit much harder than that.
Well, the frustrating season in Queens for the Mets rolls on. Just announced that their outfielder Juan Soto has left the game with left calf soreness. It is something that's been nagging him for the last week or so. And the Mets just cannot catch a break this year.
You have some of those years where you're going to have the same amount of injuries. They just happen to be the key players. This is one of those years for the Mets.
Popped up behind the plate. Drew Romo. And into the 2nd row. Well, the Rays have added another run. It's now a 7-1 lead over the Guardians. That game is in the bottom of the 8th in Tampa Bay. Davis Martin have to fight to get back into this at bat. 3-1. And that one's going to hit Paredes. Or was it off the bat? Wait a minute. That's a double play. It looked like he was hit by a pitch. There was no call made. And the umpires in the field signaling a double play.
Well, Joe Espada can't believe it. And Paredes is going to show him his hand, but that's not going to work.
Mark Ripperger at second signaled out at second. And then Shane Livensparger at first signaled out at first.
Now, if Espada wants, he can certainly challenge this. Dan Bellino now comes in to talk with Dexter Kelly.
Houston is challenging the ruling on the field that the batter was not hit by the pitch. The previous play is under review.
All right, so we have a challenge, and this is a Northwestern Medicine manager's challenge. We're taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Yeah, that opinion was he did get hit. It looked for a moment like it was going to hit the knob of the bat and then disappeared under that. You watch it again. Right there, it looked like it was going to hit it. It did not. It hit him.
And that ball hit him so hard, it caromed into the field of play, looked like a live ball. And now they're going to check on the hand of Paredes.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned. The batter was hit by the pitch and is awarded first base. Houston will retain their challenge.
So clearly it hit him on the hand.
Dave Clark, the first base coach, now talking with Paredes.
All right, so that's the second batter hit for the Astros tonight. The White Sox have been hit 4 times. 6 total tonight. And that's second most in Major League Baseball this season. Jose Altuve 0 for 2 tonight. Sinker on the corner, strike 1. That ball is ripped into left field, but they're going to hold Alvarez at third. So a single hit by pitch, now another single, and the bases are loaded for the Astros.
Sox pen up and going. Ryan Hudson. Zach Bove comes out to have a word and allow Hudson a few extra pitches in the pen.
Well, Davis Martin got out of a jam in the 5th. It was 1st and 3rd. But this one's a little tougher. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 6th. Lamont Wade Jr. is 0 for 1. Excuse me, 0 for 2. Ground out to the pitcher and a ground out to first base. And a challenge from Romo.
Catcher challenge the call of a ball.
ABS powered by T-Mobile as we take a look here.
Call on the field is confirmed. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
You can understand Romo's trying to help out his pitcher in a tough situation. Ground ball just past the dive of Mydroth. So Alvarez will score as Lamont Wade Jr. picks up an RBI single. Bases stay loaded.
It's fastball down the middle, and Wade Jr. takes it through the right side. And that is going to be it for Davis Martin. Pitched out of a couple of tough jams in the 3rd and the 5th. Could not get out of one here in the 6th. He's going to leave with the bases loaded. He's going to leave with a 4-run lead, but nobody is out.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Win Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Win Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner.
So the first time the pen comes into play, on for the 45th time. Brian Hudson, who's been brilliant this year, inherits a mess. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 run in.
His first pitch, fastball missing inside here to Christian Walker, who is 0 for 2 tonight. And the White Sox bullpen since June 26th, 2nd best ERA in baseball. Oh, that's a fair ball down the left field line. It's trouble. One will score. Altuve's weighed in, and Tanachi couldn't get it out cleanly. Here comes a third. A bases clearing double for Christian Walker. And it's a 1-run game here in the 6th.
We'll take another look at it. This one stays in the middle of the plate, and Walker takes it right down the line. He's now driven in 61 runs. That is really close. Dan Bellino says fair.
Spence fouls that one off just to the booth to the left of us as the Astros get that foul ball in their TV broadcast booth. Davis Martin was just cruising through 5, then all of a sudden hit a roadblock here in the 6th inning.
This game can certainly jump up and bite you. He got Alvarez out in 2 key situations, but this time he led off the inning with a base hit. That's led to the 4 spot.
Good sweeper, gets a swing and a miss. And there is out number 1 in this 6th inning.
Big out because you don't move the runner and you get the out. Good location for the pitch. And a good result of that at bat.
Cam Smith is 0 for 2 tonight. He was drafted by the Cubs in 2024, 14th overall pick. It was part of a big trade sending him to Houston. And he has not taken off here in his second season.
It's a good fastball. It's not overwhelming velocity-wise, but because of the pretty good extension, gets up on the hitter a little more quickly than he thinks.
Cam Smith just on the loads on this one. Antonacci out the wall. And the Astros have put up 6 runs in this 6th inning. And they will take a 6-5 lead off the 2-run shot from Smith.
th home run of the year. Smith has now driven in 36. We'll take a look at a fastball pretty much down the middle, and it's our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay. For the first time tonight, the Astros take the lead.
First home run that Hudson has allowed since June 14th. Cam Smith just 23 years old. They still feel very excited about him, and you can see why. Off the end of the bat into right field as Montgomery with the grab, out number 2. White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Nighttime at the rate, and for the first time the White Sox trail in this game against the Astros.
Fortunately, a long way to go in this one.
Ooh, what kind of delectable is that, young man? Looks good, though. Maybe a churro? It's like a chocolate churro. Hope it comes with some dipping sauce. Yeah, that's how you do it. Just get in. Everyone grab a spoon. Hudson trying to put an end to this lengthy top of the 6th inning. 9th Houston batter to the plate. Chopper over the mound. Montgomery's going to have to hustle this throw. And it will not get there in time as Pena beats it out.
Not much you can do here except wait for gravity. Eventually it's going to come down, and he can't get it there in time. So good hustle by Pena. Good play all the way around, just not much you can do with it.
So the Astros have batted around. Yordan Alvarez led this off with a single into right field.
Dominguez getting ready for the two right-handers back-to-back. You don't get Alvarez, you get Paredes and Altuve.
We talked about how that single Alvarez hit was smoked. It was the 7th ball that he has hit over 115 miles per hour this season. That is second most in Major League Baseball. Another player with more, Junior Caminero, has 8. Good pitch by Hudson, staying away from the power of Alvarez. Strike 1. A good move to first, and they're going to call a balk. That was called by Shane Livensparger at first.
We'll check out that front foot and check and see what he does. Right there, he said you didn't step toward first. I think that was the call.
And now an intentional walk to Alvarez. And here comes Will Venable.
For one of the few times this year, Hudson just didn't get it done here tonight. He's been magnificent out of the pen. But just one of those nights as he departs. And Sir Anthony Dominguez will come in. Hope to keep it at a 1-run deficit.
Cam is brought to you by Malman Law. If you've been injured in an auto accident, they fight like family for you. There you go, some Texas A&M fans loving what Braden Montgomery's doing this season.
And we got a new pitcher in the ball game. Sir Anthony Dominguez on for the 39th time with an ERA of 4.5.
Sinker right on the corner as Paredes wants to challenge.
That is shown as a call of a strike.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Astros with 2 challenges remaining. And now they have just 1.
Confirmed. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
That's the last thing that Paredes wants to do, is get hit twice in the same inning.
Paredes is one of the best in Major League Baseball at challenges. That's just the 2nd time he was unsuccessful out of 13 challenges this year. And it's interesting how many we see to start an at bat. Just goes to show you how important that first pitch is.
Well, completely different at bat. Ball 1, strike 1. For both the pitcher and the hitter.
And now Dominguez has fallen behind, 3 balls and a strike. It has been the issue with Sir Anthony Dominguez this year. Has not had that control. And the walk will load the bases with 2 outs. Breaking ball has been the pitch, giving Altuve the most trouble so far tonight. As the White Sox looking for an end to this nightmare in this 6th inning. Oh, it is a final. The Rays with an 11-3 win over the Guardians. Well, the White Sox need to come from behind here tonight. 0-2.
Tried to wipe him out with a sweeper, but unfortunately a little too high.
Bases juiced. Astros have already scored 6 in this frame. Popped up. It is Romo, and he runs out of room. Dominguez trying to find the wipeout pitch. 1-2. Chopper off the plate. It's going to be a tough play. Vargas will not be able to get it. And the inning goes on as the Astros now make it 7-5.
Not much you can do with that one, because even if Miguel does come up with it, he's not going to get Altuve out. This is just a high chopper in the infield. And Altuve knows at this point this is most likely a base hit.
Lamont Wade Jr. 1 for 3 tonight. An RBI single already in this 6th inning. Houston has 7 hits in this inning, which matches a season high, and we are approaching 30 minutes. Alvarez at third, Paredes at second, and Altuve with his RBI single at first. And now a 4-pitch walk. The run will score, and the boos are coming down here in Chicago.
And the pen is up and going once again. Trevor Richards loosening up as quickly as he can.
That's a new season high now. 8 runs in this frame for the Astros after the White Sox had a 5-0 lead coming into the 6th. '98 down the center.
Nice block by Romo as he makes sure that another one doesn't score.
I apologize. The Astros season high is 9 runs in an inning. Let's hope they don't get there. One, two. Christian Walker, his first time up in this inning, came in with the bases loaded and cleared them with a double. And that's going to do it. 8 runs put up by the Astros, and the Sox have to come from behind.
Games brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. We get a new pitcher coming in the game. Bennett Sousa. On for the 7th time. His ERA up over 6.
So the lefty taking on Murakami as Taylor Trammell now enters the game in left field for the Astros. That was roughly a 30-minute top half of the 6th inning.
Geez, it felt longer.
Whoa. Murakami sends this one to the gap in right center field. It's going to get down. Smith gets it back in. A stand-up double to start this home half of the 6th. That's what the White Sox needed.
We'll take another look at a fastball. It's out away, and he drills it in the gap, and that's more like the swing that we're familiar with. We told you it usually starts with walks, and once you're seeing the ball well enough to walk consistently, as Mooney is, just a matter of time till he starts to square it up, and he hit the daylights out of that one.
One thing we have learned from this team very early on, there is no quit. They got punched in the mouth, and now they look to respond here in this bottom half of the frame.
Will's seen his team come back a number of times, and they just have to do it again here.
Back-to-back All-Stars in this lineup with Murakami at second, Vargas at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes. Down the line in right field, a long run for Smith as he will get there. Out number 1. Well, tune in to Picks to Click in the postgame show with Chuck and Ozzy, presented by the Bob Lacurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. No panic on that White Sox bench. Colson Montgomery a chance to get one back here. Slider does land at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Montgomery. When you have a lengthy inning like that, you're looking for any kind of a spark. Just energize your group again.
Wilson's calling his timeout.
Two. Grounded to first, fair ball as Walker steps on the bag. 2 down with Murakami getting to third. White Sox first base coach Jose Lejer mic'd up tonight as part of Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon. Let's take a listen.
That's a nice read. Nice read. The old bull going first to third like a pro. What? No, I gotta get on him. I gotta get on him. I saw it, yeah.
The old bull. And a pinch hitter for the Sox will be Randall Grichuk. Will it be Grichuk to spark this comeback? As you see his numbers, just under .250 batting average, 9 bombs on the season. Hits it hard, but foul.
Unfortunately, out a little too quickly, and he hit it exactly where you want to hit it, but on the wrong side of the line.
Swing and a miss on that slider, and the leadoff double doesn't come around to score. White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Lincoln Financial. Make your pastime last a lifetime. Welcome back. Top of the 7th we go. White Sox trail and a new pitcher on the mound.
Fourth pitcher for the Sox, Trevor Richards, comes out for the 28th time. Lately he's been getting a whole lot of people out. Got to do the same thing here and make sure that this lead doesn't get higher than 3.
The starter Davis Martin threw 5 innings, threw 75 pitches, and then all of a sudden the wheels just came off the wagon. White Sox used 3 pitchers in that 6th inning to throw a combined 55 pitches.
Brian Hudson pitched 2/3, Dominguez a third, and it's on to Richards.
Spence struck out in that 6th inning. And a changeup gets him looking, called strike 3. Let's go to Connor for a trip down on the farm.
All right, John, a good start for Shane Smith at AAA Charlotte. Walked a couple late in the outing, but kept it to 1 earned run, and the Knights won the ball game. Scary moment for Caleb Bonnemer, hitting the head by a pitch. Initial tests indicate he did not suffer a concussion, which is a good thing. Drew Thorpe working his way back. It's a rehab outing. The important thing is innings here. Thorpe, of course, suffered most recently an emergency appendectomy on his route back to MLB.
Good to see a bunch of guys trying to make their way back to the big league club. Especially Drew Thorpe. We really loved when we saw him.
Well, he's had so many problems, and hopefully at this point they're all behind him, because he's had just about everything you can have. And he came up here, showed some really good moments, but unfortunately couldn't stay healthy.
We talked about acquisitions at the trade deadline. If you think about Shane Smith, if he can get back on track, bringing him back into the fold, that would be huge.
We'll give you another starting pitcher. I mean, the man started opening day, so Sox really thought a lot of him. He was an all-star last year. They're just looking for consistency and throwing the fastball for strikes. The rest of the stuff is certainly good enough. But with him, and not all pitchers, but with him, it all starts with the fastball.
Suffered a minor setback in the minors, but really part of the rehab and the demotion was to just get him with a clean delivery, throwing consistent strikes again. Down the line in right field, as this one will go out of play. Trevor Richards has retired the first two he has faced in the 7th inning. Trying to settle this game back down. Two. At the knees, called strike 3. We have a challenge, but that pitch looked good.
Batter challenge, call it a strike.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Yeah, buddy.
Call on the field is confirmed. Houston has no challenge remaining.
Just what the Sox needed. It's time to stretch.
Sox fans, don't miss a moment as the Sox continue their push to win the division. Stream White Sox baseball live, including pre- and post-game coverage with the CHSN app. Get started today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
And once you subscribe to the White Sox, you got the Bulls and the Blackhawks, including Patrick Kane back to Chicago. That has been the news of the week.
And there is a very talented right-hander on the mound, and Brian Abreu. For the 38th time, the ERA is up there. So for him, not the best year he's had. But they're using him in a game late that they're ahead.
Okay, Southpaw. Yeah, clap it up. Clap it up.
Ball looks very distinguished in that uniform.
No doubt. And Braden Montgomery retired for the first time tonight with a strikeout. It's time now for our GovX hero of the game.
The Chicago White Sox and GovX are proud to honor our hero of the game. Tonight we pay tribute to Petty Officer 3rd Class Lucas McKay of the United States Navy.
Good look as we salute our GovX hero of the game. Seen a ton of Patrick Kane jerseys that people did not get rid of. Bringing them out to the ballpark tonight.
No, as an all-time great Blackhawk, you don't want to get rid of those.
There's one. And when you're rocking red tonight, any color of Chicago red will do. Tristan Peters 0 for 2 tonight, hit by a pitch. And he sends that one into right field for a base hit. So speed on at first. See if the White Sox can make something happen here with one out.
He goes out and gets a pretty good breaking ball. This is low and away. It's actually a very good pitcher's pitch. And that is a fine piece of hitting by Tristan as he just pretty much taps that ball into right center field. He stayed right with it, didn't open up too quickly, and got the job done.
Fastball catching the outside corner. Strike one here to Chase Mydroth. He has driven in 2 tonight on a hit by pitch and an RBI double in the 5th inning.
That RBI double almost left the ballpark. Chase is one of the 4 Sox hitters who've been hit tonight.
We're also starting to see him lay off those high fastballs now. Being selective was always part of his game. That's what got him here to the big leagues.
Well, he knows he's got real good plate coverage, and when he doesn't overswing, the batting average is going to stay up there.
One ball, 2 strikes. Chases the slider, strike 3.
Late breaking and in a perfect spot when you're ahead of the hitter.
Another pop up in the infield, this time off the bat of Romo. And the catch is made by Vasquez to put an end to this 7th inning. Well, named after Negro League standout Ted Double Duty Radcliffe, the Double Duty Classic is a celebration of the best inner city high school players in the country. And this year's installment of the Double Duty Classic, the East All-Stars defeated the West 9-2. Marion Catholic outfielder Jairus Mackmore Jr. and Homeward Flossmoor infielder Mikey Watson Jr. were named the game's Minnie Minoso co-most valuable players. Mackmore went 3 for 4 with 2 runs, 2 RBI, and 2 stolen bases. Okay, nice line there. And Watson went 3 for 4 with a triple. And how about this, Steve? He had 3 stolen bases. Nicely done.
I like that.
Trevor Richards, who pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning, will stay on to start this 8th as he faces the top of the order Jeremy Pena.
It was a beautiful shot of this ballpark on a great night for baseball, if you don't include the 6th inning.
Sinking line drive into center field as Pena will pick up his 3rd hit of the night.
Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Toyota. Let's go places, but we're going to stay right here. Houston for 2 more, and then the Yankees come to town for a 4-game series. Then it's off to Tampa Bay.
Well, we know the Guardians already lost tonight. Yep. Tigers with a 2-1 win over the Royals. And the Twins right now, they are losing 2-0 against the A's. That one going to the 9th inning in Minnesota. Alvarez. He scored twice in that 8-run 6th inning with a single and an intentional walk. But it is Richards in the driver's seat here. 0-2. Ooh, nasty pitch on the changeup. Gets the swing and miss.
That was a dandy way out of the zone. And Alvarez, who's had a pretty decent night, goes down on strikes for the first time.
Fastball out of the zone. It'll be challenged by Drew Romo. White Sox with just one challenge remaining. Take a look at this. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Just out of the zone.
Chicago has no challenge remaining.
So both teams out of challenges to finish off this one. Changeup missing out of the zone. It's now 3-0 here to Paredes.
You would expect he would have the 3-0 green light. Pretty good fastball.
The end of the bat into left field as Antonacci with the grab. 2 down here in this 8th inning. Gotta love what Trevor Richards is doing in a game where we see so much velocity. He is a guy who is now showing you the art of pitching with his fastball around 92.
Look, everybody would love to have that big fastball. The reality of it is there's a lot of jobs in the major leagues for pitchers of all descriptions. And if you can throw strikes, especially with your off-speed stuff, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape. And that's why Trevor is around as long as he's been around.
He's been getting some big swing and misses. As Jose Altuve stepping in with 2 down. Serves that one into right field, and it's going to get past Montgomery all the way to the wall. And for some reason, the runner missed first base as Pena is now going to get tagged at third. He rounded, stopped, went back, and now they catch him to end the top of the 8th.
No more runs scored, and that is a big break.
Mutual moment of the game. Steve, walk us through what happened here.
Well, what happened was, for some reason, Pena decided like he wanted to get out of the inning. Who knows why? Maybe a dinner reservation or whatever. But I think he hit the bag originally. He went back maybe thinking he didn't. And they get taken out of the inning, which is a delight. A new pitcher in the ball game. Steven Okert comes on for the 51st time. He's been a busy man with an ERA in the low 2s.
So new second baseman Nick Allen comes in to replace Altuve. Maybe a play like that is the break the White Sox needed to try and get back into this game.
Now you have to turn it over to the offense and hope they can come back against Okert.
A ball, 2 strikes here to Antonacci. Slicer down the line in left field. And it's going to get down. And it caroms off the wall as Trammell now gets it back in. A good start, a double for Antonacci.
2 for 4 tonight. He's also been hit by a pitch. Trammell makes a nice effort, but he comes up short on this. This ball kept slicing away. Trammell slicing away from him too.
Murutaka Murakami. A double in his last time up.
That came against a left-hander, so left-hander's not going to bother him much.
Slider right at the knees, strike 1. His 10th game back off the injured list. Looking for a home run. Slider out of the zone as Vasquez chases it down.
I like what Sam did because the angle he had, you couldn't see how far away that ball has gotten. He knows 3 runs down, you can't get taken off base, so he just stays right there. He's still in scoring position. Vasquez actually started forward before going backward, and so there was no read on that.
Spin to second, but nobody covering the bag. Two balls, 2 strikes. Murakami hit it hard, but it's at Smith as he makes the diving play.
Well, that's a really good effort in right field, because that could have easily gotten by him or just hit in front of him, but he was able to make the catch. It's time for our slide of the game, presented by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the country. Pretty good catch on a sinking line drive, and it stayed in the glove.
Miguel Vargas 0 for 2 with a couple walks tonight. As the slider bends back over the corner, strike 1. Miguel didn't like it, but the White Sox out of challenges.
That's one you probably would have challenged had the opportunity presented itself, but fresh out of challenges.
If you're just joining us, White Sox had a 5-0 lead heading into the 6th inning when the Astros exploded for all 8 of their runs. Antonacci with a double to start this home half of the 8th. Vargas will pop this one up. Reddish waiting on it. And there's 2 down. Sox fans head to the ballpark tomorrow as the White Sox take on the Astros at 6:10 p.m. 15,000 fans in attendance will receive this, a City Connect warm-up presented by Wintrust. To purchase tickets and prepaid parking, visit whitesox.com/promos. I like the look of that one.
That's very nice looking, and the pen up and going. Murphy, Grant Taylor. I think for Will, the decision is if you don't score, it's Murphy. If you do score a couple, it would be Taylor. De Los Santos getting loosened up in the pen for the Astros.
White Sox trying to capitalize off a Guardians loss tonight. And the Astros are trying to stay relevant in the AL West. Astros know the Rangers and Mariners are hooking up for a massive 4-game series in Texas. It is the Rangers currently with a 5-3 lead over the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th. And Tanachi takes his lead at second with 2 down. Colson Montgomery's 0 for 3. Drove in the first run of the game for the White Sox with a fly ball in the air to center in first inning. Here's the payoff. Another one popped up left side of Paredes at third. And that's going to do it. We will go to the 9th inning. White Sox down by 3.
The White Sox are home for 7 straight, and the CHSN app puts you right behind home plate. Stream your front row seat live or watch it alongside the broadcast using Multiview. Available on web, iOS, and Android. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead. Chris Murphy comes in the ballgame on for the 23rd time. Lately, he's been throwing it pretty well.
Taylor Trammell leads things off for the Astros in this 9th inning. Whiffs on that curveball, strike 2. White Sox open for a quick top of the 9th inning.
There is the closer, Josh Hader.
Oh, and Trammell. He gets plunked. That is the 7th batter hit in this game between both teams.
Good to heat him upstairs, and that one too far inside.
That is the most in a big league game so far this season. 7 batters hit. That is why you see guys with all the armor walking to the plate now, like Christian Walker.
That's it. You can stand right on top of the plate. Feel pretty good about it these days.
It's all a feel thing, though, because some guys, even after they get hit, they try to put on the padding and they say just their swing just doesn't feel right, so they don't stick with it.
The former MVP Jose Abreu for the Sox never would wear one. He said just could never get comfortable, and so he spent a long time in this league without a padded up lead elbow.
This ball is drilled down the line, but hooking foul. Trammell a short lead at first, with the Astros up 3. One-two pitch. And the air to center field as Peters will make the catch, the first out here in this 9th inning. If you're Chris Murphy, your job right now, do not see the top of the order for the Astros. Lucas Spence, one of the 7 guys hit by a pitch tonight. 1 for 3. Nasty sweeper. Out number 2.
That one was almost a perfect pitch. You're out ahead of a hitter and you just drop it right on the outside corner at the knees.
Cam Smith, the former Cubs prospect, with his 2-run home run in the 6th inning, steps in. Runner goes, and a throw down from Romo, not in time. Stolen base for Trammell. So runner in scoring position with 2 outs. ties up the hands with that slider. And Murphy a strike away from stranding that runner at second. Couple shakeoffs. And now it's 2-2. Dialed that one up to 98.
He was trying to wipe him out with a big fastball. Missed it low and away. And now
nobody covering third. And Trammell catches the Sox sleeping. And now a walk will put Cam Smith on.
The memorable moment presented by Prevagen. And it came in the 6th inning as Cam Smith takes it out of the ballpark and puts the Astros ahead by a run.
All right, so here's that play. Just a harmless throw back to the pitcher. And then Trammell realizes there's nobody even close to the bag at third.
A team nap.
Bottom of the order, Christian Vasquez. Whiffs on that heater. And Chris Murphy trying to keep this a 3-run game. This ball is drilled to left field, and it's going to be over the head of Antonacci. Trammell will score. Cam Smith with speed. He scores. Nope. They're going to send the runner back to third, it looks like, as it bounced over the wall. So Smith is going to have to come back out of the dugout. It's a 9-5 lead.
No chance at all for Antonacci. And this one just hops out of the yard. 4 hopping back into the yard.
Here is Jeremy Pena. And ever since he had that stern discussion with his team, the Astros have looked very different.
Well, they do know that. I mean, it's wide open.
Lifts it high in the air to right field as Braden Montgomery comes in to make the grab. We've seen a comeback before. Let's see if the Sox can make it happen. We go to the bottom of the 9th. p.m. for Christmas in July, presented by Cordec. Get into the holiday spirit with special activations. You got photo ops and more. To purchase tickets and prepaid parking, visit whitesox.com/promos.
We got a new pitcher in the ball game, and it is their closer, Josh Hader. For the 21st time, his ERA 1.47. Chase percentage outstanding, 42.8, which means that hitter's just not identifying what's coming out of his hand. And the strikeout percentage almost 40%, which is equally as impressive.
Randall Grichuk will lead things off. He pinch hit back in the 6th inning for Benintendi. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It's a tough one tonight. White Sox come back home, winning the series in Toronto, winning the series in Texas, and you have a 5-0 lead going to the 6th inning.
That's one of the reasons why the game of baseball is as fascinating as it is, because you can look at all the charts you want to, but sometimes the team gets rolling and there's no rhyme nor reason why they picked that particular set of hitters to do it.
Did you like the stuff of Davis Martin tonight?
I mean, look, up until that 6th inning, he was really good. He had pitched out of a couple of really tough jams. Retired Alvarez twice on a double play and a soft fly ball. Then the 6th inning rolled around, and that was that. They put 8 up in the 6th, added another one, so this is not a safe situation for their closer. And perhaps because it's a non-safe situation, maybe the Sox can make something happen against Hader.
Another one popped up. That is the 12th infield pop-up tonight for the White Sox.
Well, after that first one or two, Paredes has had a whole lot of work, and he's been able to catch every one of them. He's had 6 pop-ups his way. Sometimes you don't get that in a week.
Big crowd here tonight. 28,657. And they were jumping early, getting into this game, but unfortunately needing something to cheer about late. Another strong game from Braden Montgomery with 3 hits tonight. And that one sticks in the glove of Vasquez. Strike 3. So down to their final out, the White Sox will send Luis Angel Acuna to the plate. Slider on that outside corner, strike 1. Most of the fans still in their seats with a post-game fireworks show here on this Friday night. And this one fouled up. And the Sox down to their final strike of the night.
A couple of Sox fans that have seen happier times.
Inside. Thought we were going to see the 8th hitter plunk tonight. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Vasquez throwing down the first. That completes the strikeout. And that's gonna do it. White Sox had a 5-0 lead into the 6th inning, and they will lose this opener to the Astros 9-5.
Yeah, this was a tough one because you come off a great road trip, you take that early lead, and unfortunately, for one of the few times in a long time, the bullpen let this one slip away. So one of those things. You got another one tomorrow and one the day after. So get your rest, and I will see you then.
All right, my guy Steve Stone. Thanks for joining us. With the loss of the Guardians, White Sox remain a game-and-a-half lead here in the AL Central. For Steve Stone, Brooke Fletcher, Connor McKnight, I'm John Schriff, and thank you so much for spending your Friday night with us. Coming up after the break, keep it locked in. White Sox Post Game Live presented by Yingling.